WIFTVPM.
Shop at Black-owned and operated Solo Beauty, where you are appreciated. Located at 8158 South Cottage Grove, Solo Beauty can supply all of your black hair care needs. Solo Beauty is open from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., Tuesday through Saturday.
You got to Kennedy King, so you remember Corey Brown?
I definitely remember Corey Brown from Morgan Park.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. Murder, man. So I got it in with y'all one day before a game, and then y'all literally went out and destroyed some people by about 50 at Kennedy King, and I'll never forget, somebody shot a jumper. It came off long, and Corey will tell this story to this day. He says he went up, and I was in the stands. He went up for the rebound, and before he could jump, he said he felt a foot on his head. And it was you, and you caught it. Classic P-Mac catching it over everybody, putting it back in. He says before he jumped, he felt a foot on his head. And Corey was 6'4", easy.
On his head.
On his head.
Yeah, Corey, so he was 6'4", man. I used to just, I don't know, I had a knack, man. I was always uber athletic. Like I was taught early, if somebody shoot, you got to come from the opposite side. I had a guy in my neighborhood named Wayne Irvin, legendary dude to us in our neighborhood. Played at Chicago State, played at Wyoming.
Okay.
Played against Patrick Ewing. He passed away a couple years ago, but went to CVS. He was a decorated player. A lot of people knew him. And he taught me early, like, you attack offensive rebounds from the opposite side. So if somebody shoot from the left wing, you crash from the right. If somebody shoot from the top of the key, you can crash because it can go either way and you can get it. I was so big and athletic. I used to get a lot of tip dunks. Like, for some reason, people never boxed me out. And once I got a running start, if it came off anywhere over the rim and bounced up, you was dead.
This is Eugene McIntosh, one half of the illest independent sports media outlet in the whole entire land, the Bigs. Check me and my player partner Terrence Tomlin, a.k.a. T-Time the Great, out every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 1 to 3 p.m. on What's In It for the Black People Media Network.
And you can tell them, May said, we want to know what's in it for the black people.
Fuck me, making niggas think they can fuck with me. Stay with a small circle to ensure I stay sucker free. Peace to the niggas rockin' those that truly got love for me. To the women that be lusting me, they dreaming of fucking me. Lick your fingertips and rub your clit to this and let my voice bring you the climax. My raps is more real than any 3D or IMAX. Listen and digest this fly shit like Venus flytraps. Side-eye niggas that speak on my city, your Chirac. Niggas love glorifying stupid shit, the useless shit in front of cameras, goofy capping, act as if you used to shit. With Max producing shit, how could I fall short? I hit the booth and get the kicking shit of all sorts. Listen, I'm just a product of the inner city. I remember plenty nights, there wasn't any lights and with no dinner in me. I was in tune with the harsh realities of life at an early age. Was used to struggle at an early stage. That made me appreciate the small shit. So now I kick that off the wall shit that leave these rapping niggas all sick. They say jealousy and envy get you nowhere, so I'd rather not go there. These niggas panic when I touch mics, I'm Rudy Gobert. I ain't the type to talk jazzy while hiding behind the screen, naming Abby. You pushing buttons or trying to get at me, huh? I'm John Wick with the shit. I'm killing everything while bitches sleeping on me. I'm setting fire to bed frames, replacing alarm clocks with time bombs to bomb spots. This onslaught's for certain. These other niggas is long shots. Dousing your mattress in gasoline. It's asinine to try to find a rapper that rap is mean. I haven't seen a rap nigga that worry me yet. So far ahead of my time, I got fans that ain't heard of me yet. I'm not the nigga you should step to disrespectful. If I address you, won't be no rescue. They gon' have to dress you in a black suit and some dress shoes. Unless you suicidal or glutton for punishment, I'll never choose to rival the motherfuckers I'm running with.
Better, traffic jam fan, you know it. I'm from the middle of the map. I get around, I've been there and back. Born in Gary, Indian, just to be exact. Got family in the go and family in the nap. Same shit everywhere, saw it in the A out on old Nat. Sucker free suckers can't take the heat, nah they gon' rap. Big dumb cats, big guns clap. Another brother dead, another mother son lack. I'm from Take at least a M to make an impact. May just paint the Benz matte black. Fresh head to toe. Never wore socks that didn't match. Cause I'm from the middle of the map. Yeah, I'm from the middle of the map. I'm from the middle of the map. Nigga, I get around. I've been there and back. Yeah, I'm from the middle of the map. I'm from the middle of the map. Yeah, I'm from the middle of the map. I get around. I've been there and back. Check. I'm from the middle of the map. I get around. I've been there and back. Born in Gary, Indy, just to be exact. Got family in the go and family in the nap. Talking money, shit hit my jack. If it don't make sense, shit I can sense that. Blowing big loud, never the mid pack. See you talk, that's just big cap. Nigga, I walk the walk with graduation hats. Fuck your opinion, nigga, in fact. You fuck my bitch, shit, I tip my hat. Now she dead to me, can't bring her back. Play the game, play the field, never been set. Bulls game, flow seats just like my Benz mats. Blood to my lips, gun on my hip, her project pack. Act not my cup of tea, rather sip some yak, cause I'm from the middle of the map. Yeah, I'm from the middle of the map. I'm from the middle of the map. Look, I get around, I've been there and back. Yeah, I'm from the middle of the map. I'm from the middle of the map. Yeah, I'm from the middle of the map. Look, I get around, I've been there and back. I'm from the middle of the map. We ride big Chevys, big Cadillacs. I'm from the middle of the map. I'm from the middle of the map. We shaking up, don't give too much that. Nah, I'm from the middle of the map. Granny's moved up top, cook so food and got us fat. Yeah, I'm from the middle of the map. I'm from the middle of the map.
Mellow finesse, calm and collected. You know what I'm talking about? Bitch nigga disrespect, till a bitch nigga disrespect.
WIFTBPM.
Live from What's in It for the Black Media Studio, you're listening to The Bigs with Eugene McIntosh and Terrence Tomlin. Let's begin now.
And just like that, we are back down on the soil. We are live from the West End for the Black People Media Studios, and you are officially rocking with the Bigs. I'm your man, T-Time, coming to you as usual. My brother, man, Eugene McIntosh, was good.
What's the Benoski?
It's all good on this beautiful Monday, man. Good morning. I hope everybody that's tuning in is getting their week kicked off in the right way, man. We certainly are, because it's time to get your sports fix in for the day. Shout out to the producer. What's good, DJ?
Your boy's doing today.
It's all good, man. He's down there on the other side making us sound good today.
Reese the ruler in the building, man. What up, man? DJ, man. What you on, Joe?
Man, I'm on the noise, and Maze told me I can't talk too much because I
saw that.
Want me on the show.
No, you good. Yeah. No, we need you.
But you know I'm here for the sport.
I heard him this. I heard him this morning. I heard him this morning.
This deep voice joint going on. Next thing, y'all be talking about put DJ on the Maze Jackson show because they needed. No, that's it. No. DJ don't get that much talk.
I heard him this morning, man. I heard y'all this morning going at it, man. Maze shut the man down immediately.
Man, Tone only had 20 seconds. It was like a funeral, and then he was really timing me like, that's it.
DJ, let them know where they can find you on your own show at.
Man, always find me every Wednesday on Wednesday. You know.
Oh no, you can. No, we don't. No, this ain't morning show.
WHWA, man, find me on my on Facebook too. It's spelled the same week, whole Wednesday. Always new updates, new stuff on there, man. And I'm always a pleasure to be on the biz, man. You know, I'm actually happy I got called in to work today. You know, the NBA season ended out yesterday.
Yes, man.
Sox on a high note.
Come on, first place.
Cuz looking at they all right. You know, they looking to go 500, but still good. You know, a good time to talk sports. See who was in the direct. Steph being the scoring champion. I was like, oh man, the bitch finna be live.
Trying to tell you
live today.
Trying to tell you. I feel like I got so many questions for the man Gino. The Bulls season is over. It's officially a wrap. No play-in or playoffs for those guys. Like DJ just said, bruh. White Sox.
As I walked, go ahead. The
White Sox are the major league leading White Sox, man. Number one in the power rankings as of today. And the Cubs, man, coming off a series win in Detroit. Definitely doing the White Sox a solid over there, too.
The Tigers suck.
Oh, the Tigers suck. But I'm just realizing, I didn't know till this morning, and it didn't dawn on me, that the Cubs are getting ready to play John Lester and Kyle Schwarber
in the building today. He will start.
Yeah,
his return to Wrigley. He's pitched well this season, though. He hasn't gotten a W yet, but he's pitched well in his first couple games. It's not none of his fault, but he just hasn't.
You know how it goes.
It's baseball.
In baseball,
he's looked good, but definitely be interesting to see him in the building tonight.
Man,
the fans need to show him love. I'm pretty sure they'll show him and Kyle Schwarber big love that they deserve, man. It's going to be emotional, I guess. I mean, we won't know. I'm pretty sure, especially for John Lester. You know, he's usually, when he gets that strike three, he makes that right turn to go to the home dugout.
Going the other way this time.
Yeah, he's going to have to make sure that he goes the opposite way, make sure he comes out of the right bullpen.
Yeah.
You know, so
I saw David Ross say that they got to give out free Miller Lite because John Lester is in the building.
Oh, I'm straight. I know what he spent like $50,000 on his exit last year. Free beer around the city for all Cubs fans. Just mentioned John got
John.
your tab.
I feel like that's like the major. Like, how do you call it? Like, white boy stamp of approval. Like,
no doubt.
Buy you around a Miller Lite.
Around a Bud Light, Miller Lite, old style.
That's how you know they really love you.
Genuine draft. Piss beer, you know. You got to drink 8 of those to get a buzz.
I used to hate when I used to be like going up north on my girl and she'd take all day and I'd be like, man, you done missed them white people buying me free drinks.
Yes, sir.
Some black person that took my free drink. I don't care where you at.
Oh, they
if
got
you a white person, they gonna buy you a drink.
Come on, another round? I'm like,
here's a beer, bud.
Me.
Just like out of the commercials, like, man, have a beer on me. Like, oh, thanks.
I done had enough, man. But yeah, you right, DJ. You go up north, they gonna lace you, man. So.
And I got to throw it in there because we got our boy DJ on. The Bears just had their first offseason rookie mini camp.
Was it just this weekend?
Just this weekend. But we got our first glimpse of Justin Fields throwing a ball. and it's at least as a Bear.
Right.
And oh, my God. I mean, it's like, let's go, Gino. Me and the guys are looking up Las Vegas, tickets and trips. I don't know. We may have to wait a little bit closer to game time because they charging an arm and a leg.
And Justin Fields might not be on the field, so it'll be a wasted trip if you got to go out there and see Andy Dalton.
What if Michael Clark Duncan saying Talladega Nights? Don't you put that evil on my life?
You heard,
Gino.
You heard what
week 1, bro. We need that in the atmosphere.
Nah, y'all heard what Matt Nagy said.
I heard what Matt Nagy said, but it's May. And it's like, Matt Nagy, I know that when you go home, you sleep next to a picture of Justin Fields.
All day. There's no way in his heart that he believes that Andy Dalton is going to outplay him.
I mean, he under fire. I mean, if you at least go out with your pick. You know, don't go out and get fired and you pick on the bench.
You gotta follow NFL protocol. You have to give the veteran the nod. But you know damn well he knows deep down inside, week 1, it's going to be Justin Fields.
Yeah.
Sorry, Andy D.
Yeah, and honestly, it's not even, you don't even have to apologize to Andy Dalton. It's like, you've done what you've done. Justin Fields, this is his team.
It is.
And honestly, I just looking at pictures, I feel like, this dude is going to be a leader. As soon as he gets in front of the guys, he's gonna demand their attention. And I'm geeked as a Bears fan, and I gotta thank my boy Joseph Lewis again, who's taking over the Bears beat.
Lowe's Andolini.
He held it down over the weekend, asking Daz Newsome about Harold's and everything. But I gotta thank Joe because I get to be a full-fledged Bears fan again. Like, I'm talking about spending money with these guys and all of that. I'm talking about getting off my couch and going into the cold. Justin Fields is.
He ain't starting week 1.
This
is the Bears still.
That's why I said you gotta follow pro.
Still, I know we got that ninja around here, but you better give. And they got a red-headed white boy too. Oh, he getting the first week.
Follow proper protocol, man. Let him get week 1. Who is week 1? The Rams.
Y'all said the Rams week 1.
Oh yeah.
And there's no way you're going to go into Los Angeles.
It's in Los Angeles.
Wherever it is, there's no way you're going up against them with their new quarterback. And
who is their new quarterback?
Matt Stafford.
Remember
they just traded for Matt Stafford. Yeah,
for golf.
We've been beating him for all these years, right?
Yeah.
Matt Stafford.
There's no way they're going to go in and be the only team with a shiny new toy. You feel me? It's like, I got something new as well. Like, it's going to be the quarterback 1 is going to be number 1.
I hope so.
I totally feel like the Bears are the protocol right now, Gino. You know what I mean? To go to your point, is just to stick to the company line. Andy Dalton is the
number
starter.
1, exactly. That's why I said stick to the proper protocol.
I'm looking at the book like, oh yeah, it's that time. Andy Dalton. Yeah, good job, guys.
OTA start on the 25th, right?
They just moved them back to June, so I think they start like June 2nd, and they're going every weekend after that.
Yeah, it's gonna be a wrap once they see that boy step on the field and get his start to get his reps in, throw that playbook in front of him. Show that high IQ.
That first pass to Allen Robinson, that's right on the money.
It's a wrap.
They actually got Sunday night football. He might start.
Week 1 is Sunday night?
Yeah, I don't know.
DJ,
There's no way you put Andy Dalton on TV week 1 Sunday night.
I said that at the schedule release. I'm like, if the Bears think of Andy Dalton.
So that is the Sunday night matchup.
Sunday night matchup, man.
Yeah, you gotta let the brother get his shine.
The schedule makers was like, yeah, y'all thought y'all was going to put
We're forcing your hand.
Exactly.
Okay. Well.
But I feel like either way, if Andy Dalton starts, the anticipation for Justin Fields is going to be through the roof. And I feel like when he gets there, oh man, you know what I mean? It's about to be something I don't know if we've experienced in Bears Nation. We're gonna be watching the game to like see the quarterback. You know what I mean? I feel like even with Mitch, I was like kind of skeptical. I'm like, who is this dude? And it was Mike Glennon in front of him. It's like, yeah, I don't even care who the rookie is. Give me anybody instead of Mike Glennon. But this is like, okay, when this dude get the ball, is he your franchise quarterback, and how quick will we see his impact? You feel me?
Well, I want to see Bill Lazor and Matt Nagy step it up. They need a more progressive offense, man. That scheme they ran last year, obviously, I didn't think it helped Mitch at all. But now that we have the future of the NFL, the way the quarterback position is headed, now that we have a guy who can kind of lead that charge, they need to help him out, man. They can't rely on his raw athletic ability, what he did at Ohio State, him being a high IQ guy. They have to be able to put the right plan in order to help him succeed. So I'm looking at Bill Lazor and Matt Nagy like, hey, man.
Matt Nagy for sure, because he's definitely already said
that he's taking over the playbook.
I'm calling plays.
Yeah, all right.
Now here's what I think of immediately, Gino. Is I think of all those times Darnell Mooney was open and he was missed in the big games towards the end of the season. Allen Robinson have to adjust his body in the air. That's taking away maybe the potential for some yards after the catch because he has to adjust to a ball that wasn't placed where it needed to be placed. And I'm thinking Matt Nagy I'm not as worried about Matt Nagy as I was. Well, I was convinced that it was Trubisky that was the issue. You feel me? It's like now I feel like we're going to see the real Matt Nagy, and I'm kind of excited about that. I read an article, Gino, and of course it's from one of his cats in
Kansas City.
Yeah, he was interviewing one of his Kansas City guys, but he ended up saying, hey, y'all better show Matt Nagy some real patience, because if you pass up on him, you're going to regret it. The man is an offensive genius. And I feel like now that we get to look back, because hindsight is 2020, it's kind of amazing what he was able to do with a guy like Mitch Trubisky, considering his deficiencies. You know what I mean? The fact that they were able to win games and be a playoff caliber offense with a guy like Mitch Trubisky.
Was that a playoff caliber offense?
I mean, they were in the playoffs, and they were knocking. They knocked on the door and went for the COVID spot.
The Charlotte Hornets are in the playoffs, bro.
I feel you, but I'm willing to debate that if they had a lesser coach, they would have bottomed out. You're talking about one of the worst teams in football.
So you're giving Matt Nagy the benefit of the doubt, is what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt because I feel like he did. I'm not mad at what he didn't do with Mitch because at some point I'm like, as a coach, this dude is not that dude. I need somebody else.
Well, I don't think Mitch was that dude either, but I definitely don't think Matt Nagy helped him out at all. So I'm going to have to.
Now, what was Matt Nagy supposed to do?
I just think with the offense that they ran, they didn't put the right they didn't help Mitch Trubisky at what he did best, which was getting him outside of the pocket and using his ability, the ability he had. They didn't have time to groom him along because he wasn't a top 3 pick from the beginning.
I felt that way until like 3 or 4 games in to seeing him last year.
When they was 3-1?
Well, but I felt like the way he was playing, he was gunshot. Like he wasn't trying to get out the pocket.
But I think that's because of Matt Nagy, because he was restricted to that. I don't think they gave him the leeway to be able to. And I'm not comparing him to Aaron Rodgers, but
yeah, well, he was a threat. You know what I mean? Outside of like people just sitting on him getting outside the pocket,
right.
You know, and he wasn't able to do it. You know what I mean? He couldn't hit open targets. He just wasn't.
He missed
accurate.
a lot of open targets. He was not accurate.
And then his decision making was bad. Like he didn't run when he could have. Like he wasn't using his weapons at some point.
And I'm putting that on Matt Nagy because that's on your head coach. That's on your offensive guru to be able to take that guy to the next level. What was that, Mitch? Was that his 3rd season?
I think it was his 3rd or 4th season.
This last season?
Yeah.
It was the 4th season.
Yeah.
They didn't pick up his 5th-year option.
Okay.
So, and then consider the fact that if you're Matt Nagy, you're immune. I mean, you're not going to get fired. So, like, why am I pouring into this young quarterback? You know what I mean? It's like Matt Nagy knows after them L's on Sunday, he's like, you know what? My job is secure. I'm tired of this dude. You know what I mean?
It wasn't my dude from the jump.
On the real, she's like, look, man, we're going to go down. We're going to go down with you, and then we're going to get rid of you. And I just feel like it got to a point where that was the plan. They knew they was going to press the eject button on Mitch, and they knew they were going to swing for some better quarterbacks in the offseason.
I agree with that, but I also just think that Matt Nagy is under the microscope this year. He got 2. Oh yeah.
We don't even know. Like, when is his contract up?
Remember, they don't tell us those things.
We don't even know. It could be like he could be good for like the next 3 or 4 years. We don't even know.
Said Phillips and them like, you know what, Matt? You good.
Don't even worry, man.
You're good.
Yeah, you're the coach. And you know what? If that's the case, go out and give him what he needs. Let him have the power that is required for, like, if you're going to say that he's just here because, then let him make the decisions about the roster. And instead of Ted Phillips and George McCaskey, who honestly should just be there just to be the face of PR.
Just to hand out checks.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Yeah. So
I'm excited, though. I can't lie. Justin Fields definitely has Chicago football riding on the high right now.
Mm-hmm.
We got a couple months, June, July, August.
Well, it's we're in the middle of the off season now.
As far as some preseason football.
Preseason football, will be in August 14th.
August 14th.
Okay.
Against the Miami Dolphins first. We got Dolphins.
Then the Bills.
Then the Bills.
Is it just 3 games? Is it just 3 preseason games now?
Dolphins, Bills, Tennessee. We at home the first 2.
Okay. LA is coming to Chicago.
No. I'm talking about
you mean preseason? Okay.
No, we in LA.
Okay. Yeah, LA got the new stadium, the new quarterback.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, they getting the stage. But I feel like when you talk about the offense, you got to remember the pieces that they kept on the defense, and they lost some stuff in the defensive backfield. I feel
Kyle Fuller.
Yeah, Kyle Fuller is gone, and now you're relying on a couple of guys that kind of would lackluster last season, but you're getting Eddie Goldman back on the front line, which is going to make your defensive backfield better. You still got Khalil Mack. Akeem Hicks is going to be healthy. Danny Trevathan, who I feel like as he got healthier throughout the season, played better as the season went on and on. Even at the beginning, people were saying he was done.
They were saying he was done. Even towards the middle, when he wasn't, he was playing like half of the snaps.
Yeah, and he probably still has to be in a position where he's playing less.
True.
Because him in coverage is just, recipe for disaster. True. But I still think like these guys got pieces to be competitive.
Did you see the Washington football team picked up Charles Leno Jr. immediately?
I did see that. Hey, for a small piece of change too. So the offensive line kind of kept the Bears and the offense afloat toward the end of the season. Yeah, I mean, you give any quarterback some time, and good things happen. And the offensive line was able to do that for Mitch and that that winning streak that they had towards the end of the season. But I feel like that's the last time I'm even gonna say like the M word. So
yeah, it's over. There's no reason to mention Mitch anymore unless DJ has any final words.
It's good, man.
We landed to rest officially today.
Yeah, for sure. But I just didn't like the fact that he wasn't respected as the best quarterback on the roster. Like people were actually tripping, but when every time they put another quarterback out there, he was ass. You feel me? Like Mitch came out there, did a job. Like no matter what you say, when he wasn't playing, Allen Robinson probably that whole stretch had 12 catches. Hey, go look it up. As soon as he came back, he probably had like 10 catches that same game. Like
he did.
So
he did.
So Allen Robinson can actually thank him for them 1,000 yards, at least 600 of them.
Yeah, he almost had to kill himself for those two, though. You know what I mean?
Hey, Mitch, man, much love to you, brother. Hope you still on the soil with the brothers. Hope you still gonna be in tune with us on.
He's a backup quarter. He
kickback.
Should be able to give us a call on a consistent basis.
Where's Mitch now?
Is he in Denver? He can't. I don't think he's in
Denver or Baltimore or something.
No, Buffalo.
Buffalo, yeah. He's backing up.
Buffalo.
The MVP, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, so we see him. We see Mitch.
Well, Mitch will be watching from the sideline.
No, we got the pregame.
So he
preseason,
and it's the second.
Oh yeah,
game.
Mitch going for 400.
Mitch going for 400. Gonna lock up the backup quarterback spot in Buffalo.
Lock up the backup quarterback spot.
Good job, Mitch. Real talk. Shout out to you. But yeah, man. It's busting as far as the Bears in the offseason, OTAs, veteran mini camp, and then training camp that leads to the preseason. It's going to be a fun time, man. Y'all got to stay tuned for the Bears coverage coming from the Bigs. It's going down all summer. Stay in tune for some dope things we got in store, y'all. So on that note, you want to jump into a break real quick?
Let's do it.
Let's go ahead and get into the first break, y'all. We'll be right back. You're on the soil.
WIFTPM.
Live from What's in It for the Black Media Studio, you're listening to The Bigs.
Since 2018, nearly 3,000 tax credit scholarships have been awarded to black students in Illinois to attend private schools that best fit their needs. Now, Governor Pritzker wants to slash this program. In a time of much uncertainty, we need greater equity in education for our families and children, not less. Call your state representative and senator and urge them to stand up for our kids and their future by supporting the Tax Credit Scholarship Program. For more information, visit empowerillinois.org.
Peace, everybody out there. What's going on? This is Eugene McIntosh, one half of the illest independent sports media outlet in the whole entire land, the Bigs. Check me and my player partner, Terrence Tomlin, a.k.a. T-Tom the Great, out every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 1 to 3 p.m. on What's in It for the Black People Media Network. What's good? We back down on the soil rocking with the Bigs on What's in It for the Black People Media. You're listening to the Bigs with Eugene McIntosh and Terrence Tomlin.
He's bare-chested,
right here on What's in It for the Black People Media.
Dame Lillard, and I'm rocking with the Bigs.
Hey, this is Jason Kidd, and we're rocking with the Bigs.
I'm Chris Bryant from the Chicago Cubs, and I'm rocking with the Bigs.
This is Mark Cuban, Dallas Mavericks. You're rocking with the Bigs.
With Eugene McIntosh and Terrence Tomlin. Let's begin now.
We are back on the soil, live from the West End for the Black People Media Studios, y'all, man. Thank you for tuning in. You are officially rocking with the bigs. What's good, Gino?
Yeah, y'all know the business, man, the Benoski. When you rocking with the brothers, man, we need y'all to smash them like buttons, smash them share buttons, hit the comment section and join the convo like y'all always do. Always, the comment section is always lit up, man. The people keep the conversation going, so we appreciate it. Much love to that, and know what it's about over here at the What's in It for the Black People Media Network. It's all about ownership, man, owning the black voice, controlling our own narrative, and keeping the culture vultures out of the way, man, because as long as they continue to try to tell our story, the further and further it gets away from the truth, man. So continue to support the brothers, continue to support the network, and help us continue to push the culture and the content forward, man. We got much love for our family members that show up each and every time we go live from the network. All the shows, Mays, Jackson, Book of Dawn, Milwaukee Hills World, I Said What I Said, Weeko Wednesday, Church on Sundays, the green side of things, all the shows on the network, man. We appreciate our family members that hold us down each and every time. So there would be no us without you guys. So continue to support, whether that's hitting the cash app, whether that's telling a friend, whether that's buying the merch. Well, speaking of that, speaking of buying the merch, hey, man, shout out to everybody who done shopped with me so far, all the family members, Boosie, T. Renee, Chris, all the family members. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to drop the link in the comments again. Hurry up and shop with me, man, before we sell out. Y'all know how we do. We sell out the Bigs merch. It usually sells out on the first day. Mine, I reserve my merch for the people who show me the most love. So I ain't even dropped the link to most of the people yet. I've only dropped the link to y'all. So I'm going to give y'all the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to give y'all a couple more days, and then I'm going to drop it for everybody, and then I know it's going to be gone. So support the brother. Continue to support all of us. And we all we got, man. So circulate the dollar with your people, man.
Absolutely. You heard what he said. Go ahead and grab you a hoodie. Gems, man. Go ahead and do it.
Grow with me, man, while you grow with yourself, man. You got to continue to grow every day if you want to be a productive citizen in our society, especially amongst us. Like I said, we all we got. So get down with me, man.
Yes, sir. Gino, let me ask you something real quick. What is the Bulls' biggest need? I mean, 31-41, they finished the year out of the playoff picture and back into the lottery. Tied with I think the Pelicans and the Pistons.
For what?
For the 8, 9, and 10 spot. They all have the same draft odds of getting a top 5 pick.
The Bulls finished,
and it's going to be a coin flip to see who falls.
The Bulls finished 11th, 2 games behind the Hornets, who finished 10th.
Mm-hmm.
So I think with that loss, with that win over the Milwaukee Bucks, it pushed them further away from getting that top 4 spot.
So into a 8, 9, 10 lottery spot.
Right.
You know what I mean? So if the draft just went by record, they would be in that 8, 9, 10 area instead of the top 4.
They have like a 27% chance to get that top 4 pick.
Well, they all have a 20.3% chance.
Now
they had a 24% chance going into the game yesterday.
Right, but they won. Right, so I think it pushed them further.
Yeah, so their chances dropped. So they tied with the Pelicans, and I can't remember the third team.
Okay.
I got to look it up real quick, and I'll let you know. But I know there is going to be a coin flip in order to decide where these guys fall as far as their lottery chances or how many lottery balls they get.
They're not getting
for a top spot.
They're not getting the top 4 pick.
So you don't think? I mean,
no.
I mean, it's different if it's not the same. You dig? Like if they finished in this spot maybe a couple seasons ago, they would have had less of a chance. Now they got I feel like a huge chance. Like they are totally in the mix for a top 4 pick, bro. You know what I mean? Who got the first 3 last year? Golden State, Minnesota.
The Kings are that last pick. The Kings, the Pelicans, and the Bulls.
Yeah, they're tied with the Kings, Pelicans, and the Bulls. The Bulls are tied with the Kings and Pelicans. So, Gino, I'm totally over here like, where's the crystal ball? Where's what I got to do? Because I feel like
we just got Justin Fields, bro.
Yeah, and now it's the Bulls' turn.
Nope.
Come on, Gino.
No top 4 pick for the Bulls.
Yeah, D Rose on like a 1% chance. Like
boy, now we got.
That was because he was from Chicago too.
So
that was
anything's possible. We just saw KG.
Anything's possible.
I mean, if
on the note, I'm sorry. Did y'all see KG thank all the travelers?
We gonna get to that.
Okay.
We definitely got to get to that.
Definitely gonna get to the Hall of Fame weekend for sure. It's my favorite part of the weekend. But
I don't think
outside of the top 4 pick, what do you think is their biggest need?
Well, speaking of that, when we came into the studio today, I was watching the Bulls end of the year press conference. So they had their exit interviews with the team, I think this morning, and then the players were being made available to the media for their end of the year presser. So when I walked in, Garrett Temple was just finishing up, and Nikola Vucevic had the first one. I don't know. I think Zach is probably on now. Thad is going to be on. Patrick Williams is going to be on, and somebody else, but it was interesting just listening to them. Listening to Garrett Temple, I was thoroughly pleased with what I heard from Garrett Temple because he didn't hold back. He said he was disappointed because he felt like they should have been a playoff team. He said they jagged. When he looks back at it being a vet, he talked a little bit about his journey and, what he thought about coming back next season. He was like, well, look, I've been in the NBA long enough to know the business side of it, starting from my 10-day contracts up until now. And, he talked about all of the guys. He talked about Zach LaVine. He was like, man, Flip Saunders' son, Ryan Saunders, told him back when they were in Minnesota that Zach LaVine was a superstar in the making. And Garrett Temple said when he got to Chicago, he got to see it early from Zach. And he was just saying, like, Zach has shown that he's capable. But now it's what we have been saying all year. It's about now how do you ascend to that level? And, he said, man, Zach is going to have to learn how to be a two-way player. He's going to have to learn how to have the energy to be a two-way player. You got to do it on both ends. And, of course, he said Mike, Kobe. He mentioned some of the top 10 players of all time. And that's not to throw shade at Zach because, obviously, you want to be mentioned along those guys. So, he was saying that, Zach is going to have to learn how to get to the foul line more. He's going to have to learn how to draw fouls. It's like that can add 2 to 3 more points to your average, and then he'll be a 30-point-per-game scorer. That averaging 30 a game puts you in another category, regardless of, and of course it's about the team. But if you're a 30-point-per-game scorer, it's not too many of those in the history of the. If you look at it, it's only 2 of those guys, man. Big Mike, Wilt, only 30-point-per-game average on their lives. So I was glad to hear Garrett Temple not hold back. He said he was disappointed. He said he felt like those guys should be a top 10 team in the East, no doubt. And then, but going back to what you said about what do they need, he said, we don't need a thing. He said, he did say something interesting, though. He said they've only had 1 practice since Nikola Vucevic came to Chicago. I thought that was interesting because he's like, obviously, things take time. So he said I think Zach might have been, I don't know if he was hurt or if it was a COVID protocol. So maybe that was in the last.
A little bit of both.
Maybe this was within the last month that they had this 1 practice. But I was glad to hear Garrett Temple, the way he came off and just being that veteran guy that I think most teams need. And Garrett Temple still has ball left in him. Like, this isn't a guy, no diss to Udonis Haslem because he's a great guy, but it's not a Udonis Haslem situation where this is just an OG on the bench that's holding, the young guys accountable, showing them how to be pros. Garrett Temple was a guy who helped his ball club this year. So
if this team was winning more, he would have been getting more minutes.
More praise.
Yeah.
I think Garrett Temple was one of those guys that we saw. Yeah, we saw Billy Donovan implement him into the lineup and how he was able to play on both ends. He could knock it down from 3. He picked up the other team's best player. He could give you 25 to 30 minutes like Thad Young. And again, he held guys accountable. These were guys who looked up to him, who he could provide, viable information to. So it was cool to hear Garrett Temple like hold the team. But he did say he loved the way Arturas Karnisovas and Mark Eversley kind of started to establish what they wanted this franchise to be. And he said he felt like that would bode well for the team going forward. So
I definitely agree with that part. Now, here's what I don't agree with. I never looked at that Bulls roster, you know what I mean, and this is no disrespect, but I never really viewed them as a top 10 in the East. You know what I mean? I always felt like they had too many bad players.
Okay.
To ascend, you know what I mean, to even be in position to be in a playoff situation.
So the 76ers, Nets, Bucks, Knicks, Hawks, Heat, Celtics. That's the top 7. So the Wizards, the Pacers, and the Hornets. You don't think the Bulls are as good as those teams?
Absolutely not. Yeah,
the Bulls don't have as much talent as the Pacers, the Wizards, or the Hornets.
The Pacers got Sabonis.
We got Vucevic.
But see, now Sabonis is a different kind of animal. You know what I mean? He's one of those triple-double type players. I mean, Sabonis, I mean, they cancel each other out. You know what I mean?
Who else they got? Malcolm Brogdon?
I'm going with Sabonis. But Malcolm Brogdon, Karis LeVert.
Zach LaVine.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
See, and that's right. DJ, I don't know if you know, but T doesn't think Zach LaVine is a max player.
He definitely is a max player. And if it is his contract year?
No, next year.
I feel like if you're the team that's considering giving Zach a max, then you're not where you want to be. You know what I mean?
What makes him not a max? Because he doesn't play defense?
Or you don't win games with him. You know what I mean?
No, because when he came back, I think they won every game, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe lost one.
Who would they play? I know they beat the Celtics. They beat
everybody.
They beat everybody but Brooklyn.
The Knicks, yeah. And then and that was the slump though, you know. When they came during that slump, they lost all them games without him. So I think that.
What
also
about the
showed
games with him when they got Vooch?
Vooch, I mean, that was just coming into chemistry. Vooch ended off on like a double almost like eight games in a row. I just really think it started with chemistry, and because they wasn't there all the time. Yeah, you're right. We are making excuses for them, but they should have definitely had, be in the playoffs. But like he said, man, they jagged. I just think they need like another score or something, or like an edge or something. But they just like missing something to take them over. But I'm definitely taking the Bulls over the Pacers. Like, you put them two together, I think the Bulls win a series for sure.
Even the Wizards.
No,
Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook.
I don't think they beat the Wizards.
Nah.
Only because they don't got that grit. When it's down, Russell, Westbrook gonna go out there and, they don't have nobody that say, shut up, give me the ball, I'm the man. It's not that. We still playing team ball, trying to find ourselves doing stuff like that. So I just think the heart of the Wizards will beat them. The Wizards was in
the Wizards finished the season.
Down.
The Wizards finished the season, I think, 15-5 in their last 20.
I just feel like the Bulls don't deserve us saying that they would beat these teams.
I'm not saying
behind.
I'm not saying beat them. I'm talking about just looking at the rosters in general.
Well, look at look at what's happened to Indiana's roster. They lose Victor Oladipo, and they traded him to Houston.
All in that Karis LeVert.
Yeah.
Right.
And they still stayed in the playoff picture.
They actually dropped further with that trade.
Yeah, because they were top 4.
They stayed in the playoff picture, though.
Right.
And Karis LeVert didn't play till, 30,
he had
about a month left in the season.
Right.
It's,
the Hornets, man.
The
Bulls don't have a better roster than the Hornets, bro.
They drafted LaMelo Ball.
Yeah, I'm going to say no.
Man, LaMelo Ball is good.
He's good.
He's cool.
He's good, but when you have like an impact player, and they come in and have an impact immediately, and LaMelo makes them better.
They got any All-Stars? We got 2.
Not right now, but I do.
We got 2. The Bulls have 2 All-Stars, bro.
That's why I always feel kind of funny when we're talking about All-Star players, because I definitely feel like the Hornets have a more cohesive core than the Bulls do. You know what I mean? And I don't think they have the names. You know what I mean? I don't think they have like Zach LaVine, because he's been on the national stage with the dunk contest, and Vooch is that 20 and 10, damn near 25, 30 and 10 guy since he's been in the league. But what the Hornets have built is, is a competitive team that you like the Bulls will have a bunch of trouble with. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Terry Rozier.
I agree.
LaMelo, who I feel like is just he's an advantage where the Bulls don't have anybody. They don't have an answer for a guy like LaMelo. You know what I mean? Who can control the ball and dominate it. You know what I mean? And still share it. You know what I mean? The Bulls, I mean, if Kobe White is the answer for that, you know what I mean, LaMelo's going to work all day. Yeah. I mean, just in a and I want to know what you think. I just feel like in a situation where you sizing somebody up for 7 games, the Bulls just have too many weaknesses. You know what I mean? And I feel like, even the Pacers, if defense is the issue, then who is going to stop Sabonis? Because that man is nasty. I mean, if you don't have an answer for him, he will go for 40, 20, and 10 on you. You know what I mean? With a W. So, I don't feel like the Bulls have a guy like that.
Who can stop Zach LaVine? Who can stop Vucevic?
Zach LaVine. And that's my biggest issue in the terms of players beating themselves. I've seen Zach do it too much. You know what I mean? And I say that knowing that he has a crazy athletic ability, and he can put the ball in the basket with ease. But I just feel like when it's winning time, it's a little scary with Zach. You know what I mean?
Nah, Zach has made a lot of clutch shots in his years in Chicago. Let's not.
He has some big
games. He's grown. Obviously he has a lot of growth left.
Because I haven't heard you call him Kobe Levine.
Yeah, because now he has someone else to share the load with. Now I think it's all about them fine-tuning themselves and having that 1-2 punch. But then now you have to have. Obviously, I don't think Lauri Markkanen is coming back. Kobe White looks like he's going to be.
Do you think Lauri wants to play basketball still?
No, I think Lauri might want to go home and play in Finland, play pro over there.
The Bulls have that kind of effect on European players.
Under the Miro Act.
Under him and Nocioni did it.
Nocioni, all them guys, they like, nah, this ain't really my style. Let me go back to the crib. So I don't think Lauri is going to be back. Obviously, Kobe White is going to be a part of this thing going forward. I think he's grown a little bit. I think having Mo Cheeks in his ear has kind of helped him grow to where he needs to, be headed. I think Pat Williams, that was another thing Garrett Temple talked about, Pat Williams and just being a guy whose ceiling is through the roof. Like, he's going to be one of those guys, a guy who's not afraid to ask questions.
Now, is his ceiling higher than Zach's, you think? In terms of potential.
Well, Patrick Williams said his guy is Kawhi Leonard. So if you saw the humble beginnings of Kawhi Leonard to the guy he's become in the LA, 3 rings, MVP, finals MVPs, all the defensive players, all these type of things, and there you have it.
Now, Pat Williams had a couple of plays over the weekend. I'm like, I wish I was seeing this all year. Like, he definitely, of course, when the games didn't matter, he was super aggressive, throwing down anything close to the rim. And I feel like he said some interesting things in the post game after that Brooklyn game or before the Bucks game or whatever. He said it's not his natural instinct to be aggressive like that on a basketball court. He's just a passive player that just gets in where he fits in. But in talking to his coaches, he now has an understanding that he can't be that way on the court and that he has to find a way to be aggressive.
Right.
And I like to hear it. I wish he kind of understood that a little bit more when Zach was out and he had the opportunity to be aggressive when they needed some W's and had an opportunity to get into that play-in. But the bigger picture bodes well for Pat, especially next season when this team is going to lose some guys. Like you say, you lose Lauri, you're immediately talking about Pat Williams stepping in and filling some of that. You know what I mean? Or seeing if he can't just take that load and do something special with it.
So I'm looking at the comments, and Reese and Thomas both said, I'm taking Vooch over Sabonis. And then Thomas said, what bigs do the Hornets have?
I don't know what I don't know the bigs the Hornets have.
They got Tyler Zeller and African home.
Yeah, we thinking the same thing. It's another African.
Tyler Zeller is decent. I mean, but I want to know why y'all are taking Vooch over Sabonis. Yeah, I mean, and Booch was over in Atlanta. I mean, Orlando, and they were in the playoffs last year, right?
Yeah, they win the bubble playoffs. He killed. He was like 30-13 or something.
Yeah,
but the Magic were Huff. Let's keep it real. Markelle Fultz was cool, but he was really all they had. Evan Fournier, we see he's in Boston now. So, I mean, they were okay, but Vooch led the charge over there.
I totally think Sabonis is a little bit
Thanks,
more.
Kyron. Bismack Biyombo.
Biyombo is over there. Okay. And I feel like Biyombo is he may be the oldest cat over there, low key. It's like he's the
Gordon Hayward maybe.
Okay, but he's been hurt, right?
Yeah, I think he's done for the season. I just feel like the Bulls, and this goes back into what Kyron just asked: is Billy Donovan the right coach for this team? Now, true enough, it's been a pandemic season. Let's not act like the Bulls are the only team that suffered. This is a league-wide thing that went on this year. So I think Billy is another guy. I think he did a good job for the most part, but he's another guy who's under the microscope. Like, they made the trades. Now it's up to Billy to find out how to put these guys in the best position to succeed. And I think allowing Mo Cheeks to step in and take over the Kobe White thing, that's how Billy Donovan needs to move forward. It's like you do what you do best. That's why you got assistant coaches, bro. Let them do them. So I think that's a viable question that Kyron asked. Is Billy the right guy for this team?
Yeah, anytime you don't finish in the top 10, I feel like everything has to be questioned, you know?
That's why I feel like it's just no reason the Charlotte Hornets should be in the play-in tournament and the Bulls aren't.
Hey, look, the Bulls, if they don't have a good summer,
LaMelo broke his wrist.
Yeah, and spent time out, but that's why you look at the rest of that roster.
Scary Terry, P.J. Washington.
Who Scary Terry really has had a great season.
I like Terry Rozier, though. I like Terry.
His second season over there now.
Yep.
So, but if the Bulls don't have a good summer, I just think they better get used to the Hornets finishing in front of them. You know, just the arrow was pointing in a different direction. And I remember when LaMelo got drafted, I asked you, I'm like, okay, are the Hornets, is that going to be a place where LaMelo can grow, or is that like just an organization where it's not a good place for rookies? You know what I mean? And I feel like they're showing, like, yeah, these muds can flourish. And they got the talent. They got a decent coach over there. And it's special when you buy into just what you have, you know, what can be the impact. And I'm not sure if the Bulls have done that totally. You know what I mean? From top to bottom on the roster. I mean, we're talking about guys like Felicio. You know what I mean?
This is the last of his $8 million a year, ain't it?
Yeah, but this is what they had to deal with in this last season. You know what I mean?
Do they bring Denzel back?
I mean, not if you have an opportunity to bring in somebody that can play on a more consistent basis and be better. I mean, no. I mean, you just have to, at every single roster spot, I'm looking to upgrade.
Well, so you can't upgrade every single roster spot, but I understand what you're saying.
Well, I wonder, like, because what's the cap? And I got to look at the salary cap. I feel like after I do
Bulls,
that,
the Bulls got good bread to spend in the offseason.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be some major turnover on this roster.
There should be.
Yeah, I mean,
there should be.
Go look at it. What Daniel Tice, he may not be back. Brown, I think Amino has an option.
None of them guys need to.
But see, now he may opt in, and he's.
I would opt in
regardless. Exactly. He's like, come on.
Where else am I
he's
going?
Probably gonna opt in.
Right. He didn't see the Floyd the last few games.
Yeah, but the Bulls may have 4 or 5 roster spots to fill, so it's gonna be an interesting summer for these guys.
Well, I'll be looking.
As of today, y'all are outside of the top 10 teams in the East. Oh no.
I just feel like there's no way the Washington Wizards, and the Charlotte Hornets, and even the Indiana Pacers. Sorry. I think the Pacers have a decent squad, but I think they're just as decent as the Bulls are. It's just my thoughts.
Whew. I mean, I'm. It's tough for me to think the Bulls are on that level.
I know.
Just because we knew.
You gotta have two All-Stars have to take you there.
Do you? Okay, now I don't see. Maybe I'm being too hard because I want to ask you. Like, what type of improvement did we expect? Like, You know, coming from as ass as they were the last couple
Well, they
of seasons.
won, 9 more games than they did last year?
Yeah, and it was pure chaos. You know what I mean? These last couple of years, you know? You know, or am I under, you know, valuing the, you know, the improvements that they made?
And I don't think you're undervaluing because you had to make an improvement from last year. But I just don't, I think they underachieved. Yeah. With Kobe White's up and down play, with Larry Markkanen's regression, with the trades, you know, trading the third of the team away. You know, I also think when I look back at it, I was thinking to myself last night, I'm like, well, when you think about it, I think about Larry Markkanen's regression. I'm like, well, Larry Markkinen never had to fight for a gig. Wendell Carter, he never had to fight for a gig, bro. They were given jobs when they were drafted. They never had no adversity to overcome.
You're the power forward. You're the center.
So, hey, man, it is what it is. Like I said, I don't expect Larry back. We see where Wendell is. We see where all the rest of those guys win the trades. Like I said, Kobe White is going to be a part of this thing moving forward. Obviously, Zach and Vooch. I think bringing a guy like Garrett Temple back would be good. From there, I mean, we got Sato.
Did you see? And I forgot to talk about this last week. Did you see him get crossed up and hurt his ankle?
No.
I forgot who crossed him up. I hate it, but he was out the next game with an
Because of
ankle
that cross?
injury. With an ankle, yes.
Was it Kyrie?
I wish somebody the replay, but I'm thinking about his ankle. You know what I mean? All I see is him holding his ankle and him being out the next game and I think Casey Johnson kind of sent like a subtle shot at him. He's like, oh yeah, Saturansky is out with that ankle injury. I'm like, yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. And no disrespect to Sato, because we talk about Sato all the time, and he's just a guy who knows how to play basketball. He doesn't do anything exceptionally well, but he doesn't suck at anything.
But see, now that's the type of player the Bulls gotta get
rid of. Exactly. You gotta rotate.
It's like, please stop giving me these like epitome of average players, bruh.
No, I agree with you, man. Then you look at I couldn't even name it, like you said, Thad.
So what about Thad? Is he back? You feel like, I mean, if they didn't trade him, I feel like
I think Thad is a guy, as long as his
like
body
Thad.
is good. I like that. We see what Thad and Garrett Temple, guys who know how to play basketball. You keep them at 24 to 25 minutes a game. They are assets to your team. So now you bring another. I mean, hey man, when you got James Harden, Kyrie, and KD, okay, and that's an anomaly because most teams don't have 3 Hall of Famers. But when you look at CP3, Devin Booker, Rudy Gobert, Donovan Mitchell, Joel, Ben Simmons, and Tobias, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Let's name me some more. Let me look. The Bucks, Giannis, Chris Middleton, Drew Holiday.
Yeah.
The Knicks, D Rose. There you go.
D Rose, Julius
Now let's look
Randle.
at the Knicks. They got 1 All-Star.
1 All-Star.
D Rose is still a high caliber player.
Yep, and they play elite defense.
They play great defense. They're coached extremely well, tough and hard. And they play a great brand of team basketball. But when the game is on the line, you know who the ball is going to. Then you got Reggie Bullock. You got R.J. Barrett still learning the game. You got Alec Burks, who can score the ball he can score the ball at a high rate. They got some guys over there.
Yeah.
But then now you get back to Atlanta, you see Trae Young, Clint Capella, John Collins. That's like,
who you taking, Julius Randle or Vooch? Or Julius Randle or Zach LaVine? Like, who's the best player on the floor out of those 3?
I mean, it depends on what.
It could be any one of those guys.
Exactly. It depends on
those are
the
probably
rest of
on the same playing field kind of players.
It depends on my team, the rest of my teammates, the coach, the philosophy. All of that comes into play when you talk about those things. But I'm just saying, when you look at the league and the teams, the top teams, most of these teams have 2 All-Star players. The Bulls have 2 All-Star players. Now, when you look at the rest of the roster, you got to have guys who are compatible, guys who is just like Golden State. Okay, they got Draymond and Steph. Steph is obviously the all-star. Draymond is going to be in the Hall of Fame. But when you look at Mulder and Looney's a championship guy. He's been through the ringer.
Facts.
But then you got those other guys, Toscano Anderson and Jordan Poole and all those other guys who come off the bench who've learned their role. It was tough when they started this season. Golden State was on the outside looking in. But the more they got to learn how to play with Steph, and Steph started to trust those guys, because you can't win. LeBron is really the only guy who I've seen in the last 20 years be able to take single-handedly will some guys to the final, and still he needs help. So all of that comes into play when you're talking about that. I just feel like the Bulls, at the end of the day, they had 2 All-Stars. True enough, Vooch came at the second half of the season, but they underachieved, and that's why I'm going to leave it. I don't think they're going to get the top 4 pick. I do think I talk stuff about the Bulls not being able to land free agents. I do still think Chicago, I don't have to think. Chicago is the top 3 market in all the sports, and Chicago is Chicago. It's not too many other places with the history of the Chicago Bulls. So,
and again, as far as the scope of what's going on in the city, as far as sports, you gotta love what's going on. But ironically, the Bulls just sent out a tweet saying stand by for Zach. So Zach is getting ready to address the media, and I feel like it should be interesting to hear what he says. He had career highs up and down the board offensively as far as points, free throw percentage, 3-point percentage, field goal percentage. So he had the kind of year, at least individually, that you hoped he would have. He finally got the All-Star nod. So now I feel like, what do you do for an encore, Zach? You go out and you do what you have to do in order to tweak your game where you're playing winning basketball. So I'm catching on the rebound, but I'm looking forward to seeing what he has to say.
Yeah, I was watching Zach's. I noticed Zach ain't really got no handle either. He has a very regulation handle. He carries the ball a lot. I know they don't call carries in the NBA too much, but
I'm over here seeing okay, yeah, he definitely got the right to left action.
The right to left cross.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got a quick first step, which I think
that's what gets it done most of the time, and then he can leap out of nowhere. Yeah. You know what I mean? He's still one of the quickest jumpers.
He need to add another move to his arsenal, I think, and get a little bit better handle. But
what would you like to see him add? Like in what area of the court?
The middle. Like Garrett Temple said, go to the rack. Finish over guys more. Learn how to draw some more contact. I don't think Zach is soft by any means, but I think he shies away from the contact a lot. Just go to the rack, learn how to get a couple more free throws, and I think he'd be a 30-point per game scorer. I think Zach is very capable of putting up 30 a game. He shot damn near 50% from the field, so that shows you how efficient he is offensively. He got it, like you said, he's athletic as they come. He can shoot the 3 ball. I just think he needs to add that. He's 25. He's got a lot left, man. He's got a lot left to grow. And I know Drew Hanlon is going to get Zach right. They're going to take a look at what he did this season. Jason Tatum, perfect example. You saw what he came back with this season.
Yeah, but no wins.
Well, they're in the playoffs. I agree with you, Boston. I think they fell short of what they should have been, but it's the NBA, man. You still got a chance in these playoffs. Playoffs start tomorrow.
I just can't help. I wish it was another way, but I just can't help but think what has to happen for the Bulls is they need to draft the next star. You know what I mean? They need to draft a guy that can take their organization to the next heights. And
so they need to get a top 4 pick.
I'm totally sitting back and just talking to the basketball guys like, top 3? You know what I mean? But
Cade Cunningham, Evan Mobley.
One of those guys. You know what I mean?
Jalen Johnson.
I feel like if the Bulls can find a way, and of course it's like, no, they can't find a way. It's like who they have to pay. You know what I mean? Like Adam Silver. Did you see the Saturday Night Live Last Dance sketch where they made fun of Mike and the white-haired dude? You know what I mean? About gambling. Guy. Yeah, about playing. You playing pennies against the wall?
I didn't.
Yeah, it was hilarious, bro. Mike was, they played on the fact that he's
past weekend?
It was this past Saturday.
Okay, I'm going to check it out.
Michael Key from Key and Peele.
Yeah.
He played Mike, so it was funny. But The Last Dance, if you saw that, the Bulls need to find a way to get back to glory, bro. It's been too long.
Well,
it's been too long, Gino.
I don't see
but
it, bro.
I feel you.
Yeah, I'll be looking forward to seeing what Zach has to say. Looking forward to hearing what Arturis has to say.
And we'll be looking forward to that draft lottery. But
yeah. So on that note, man, let's take our post-noon break. When we come back, NBA playoffs start tomorrow, or the play-in tournament starts tomorrow. The Hall of Fame was this weekend.
They announced the new class.
The new class. I see Tony is on the international stage.
Shout out to Cool Coach.
And hey, man, it's not the NBA Hall of Fame. It's the basketball Hall of Fame.
Basketball.
So y'all lay off Tony,
All
man.
facets.
Y'all lay off Ben Wallace. I see a lot of people talking about guys who don't deserve. It's like, who are you to say who deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, bro? Like, you don't have a vote. Just tune in to the festivities like we did this weekend. So we're going to talk playoffs. We're going to talk Hall of Fame when we come back on the other side of the break. You're on the soil with the Bigs.
WIFTBPN.
We all remember our life before COVID-19. The parades, the lakefront barbecues, taste of Chicago, the happy hours, and most importantly, loving those unforgettable moments with our friends and families. Getting Chicago vaccinated is what will make the activities we miss safe for everyone. So let's get back to it, Chicago. Let's come together to end this pandemic. Find your vaccine at chi.gov/COVIDvax. We all remember our life before COVID-19. The parades, the lakefront barbecues, taste of Chicago, the happy hours, and most importantly, loving those unforgettable moments with our friends and families. Getting Chicago vaccinated is what will make the activities we miss safe for everyone. So let's get back to it, Chicago. Let's come together to end this pandemic. Find your vaccine at chi.gov/COVIDvax.
As I take a sip of this fifth that makes me shiver, you could probably sail a ship on this river full of liquor. We stay afloat where hope drowns in addictions, a potent mixture. This is the picture that depicts us. We live it up, giving what we were given, gave our all, refused to give in or give up, willing to risk it all. Gee, we lived on the tip drunk, dug deep in the trenches, shit, we knew what the risk was. But of course, again, it's the same story when shots fired in the alley hit shorty valedictorian. Where's the support for him, the less fortunate? Another life lost, another day in court again. 20 years for the defendant for any sort of grin. Ward of the state, he was raised in the orphanage. To where it all began, the source of it. Empty cupboards, floorboards, no money for the store again. That's all he knows.
Just where I come from, all of what I've learned, most of what I've done, I owe it all to the people that I love. I hope you're proud of me wherever I go. I'm from.
It's all political. What you tripping for? The richest ones get riches from the rituals. On the tip with hypes, tippy toe. For a fix a blow, getting dough. Running every type of give and go. No Philip drumming in these different strokes. While we come up on these risky roads. Pray for a pot to piss in for the kitchen stove. Criminal capers just to get us on. Bagging up the same order that gets us gone. Thinking maybe one day we may hit that goal. Until then I'm outside until I flip this soul. Grabbing bagels from the sick go on Cicero. I see a visual of them people frisking, bro. Stretched out by a shorty with the grimace on. Sometimes it ain't even the money, it's the principle. Can tell you why we died, but what are we living for?
This is my city, just where I come from. all of what I've learned, most of what I've done. I owe it all to the people that I love. I hope you're proud of me wherever I go. I'm from. I'm from.
Dame Lillard, and I'm rocking with the Bigs.
Hey, this is Jason Kidd, and we're rocking with the Bigs.
I'm Chris Bryant from the Chicago Cubs, and I'm rocking with the Bigs.
This is Mark Cuban, Dallas Mavericks. You're rocking with the Bigs.
To me, I thank you guys for teaching me the game. Ronnie Fields, one of the best teammates I've ever had in my life. George's music, all the Travelers, Bebe, South Side, West Side, all the places that I learned to play. I want to thank the city of Chicago for honing me and preparing me for the NBA. Thank you.
Hey, man. When the man thanked Ronnie Fields, I said, okay.
That was good enough.
That was good enough.
Mm-hmm.
Then he thanked George's music room.
And it got even more real.
I said, okay, KG is on this square now.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw Uncle George.
He was in the building?
No, I saw him like
a
couple weeks ago. I was getting Harold's for sepia.
Oh, yeah.
I went in there. Who was chilling at the bar? Uncle George.
Yes, sir.
Just chilling, looking like he was 40 years old. The man ain't aged in 30 years. Then when that man thanked the Travelers, I said, oh, this man Garnett is something else, bro.
Yes, sir, man.
But he had to thank the Travelers. And for you got to be from the crib. And probably a lot of people from the crib don't even know. The casual person from the crib, they don't know who the Travelers are.
Mm-hmm.
It's the traveling vice lords, brother.
TVL.
The TVLs.
Yes.
And they were instrumental in Kevin Garnett surviving the West Side.
Period, Gino. And I feel like that's the bottom line. You know what I mean? That's why you thank them, you know what I mean? Because in that era, I mean, it's documented. That was the protection or what kept them from getting lost in the streets. You know what I mean? It's like these are the guys you don't mess with.
He
you know what I mean?
came to Chicago
These
as
are
a
the cats that was off
17-year-old
limits. You know what I mean?
kid with a baby sister. He didn't come here with his mom, bro. He came here alone.
Mm.
He met Ronnie and Wolf and them at the McDonald's at the camp. Man, you trying to go to the L, right? You need to get out of South Carolina, Joe. You Malden, South Carolina, okay, you made your name there, but that's as far as it's going to go. Chicago is top 3 hotbed high school basketball cities in the nation. New York, L.A., Chicago. Whatever order you want to put them in. I'm pretty sure NY would say they're number 1. I'm pretty sure L.A. would say they're number 1. You know, from the land, I've been to these places. I've seen high school basketball. I've seen street ball. I've seen all of these different basketballs in all of these cities. And, of course, I'm a homer. Man, to make it from the crib, how most of our guys, where they come from, you done been through some things, man. So the fact that KG was able to come from Malden, South Carolina to the west side of Chicago, bro, to go to Farragut. Mm-hmm. Farragut is DJ. You one of the west side's finest.
Yeah.
I heard you and Herb and two talking about the West Side boundaries.
Right.
Farragut is almost right outside of the. I recently once we started covering, when we started the bigs, got on our high school coverage. That was the first time I never knew where Farragut was. So when I had to go over there,
yes.
I
when
said,
I met you in that gym, I thought the same thing.
I said, wait a minute, bro. The Vatos.
Yeah, it's a little loose around there.
They was at me about a year ago when I went over there to watch DJ Stewart. Whitney Young played Farragut. I went over there.
I remember that one.
I had, I wear my hat. I ain't gang banging. It's just I got a slight tilt like Pedro Strop. I just got a slight tilt to the left.
Nah, Pedro.
Yeah, Pedro, he was lorded out, wasn't he? I just had a slight tilt. Boy, the Vatos, I was going down Cermak. Boy, they DK'd me to death.
Nah, I'm trying
and
to
I'm
tell
like,
you.
bro, well, first of all, my hat is going left. It's not going, like, they DK'd me down, bro. I had my windows down, just rolling. DK'd. I'm like, yeah, okay. Like, okay. Like, because I'm not on none of that. But, bro, Farragut, it's a different ball game over there. So, shout out to KG for giving them brothers the love that they deserve, because I'm pretty sure, and I don't know firsthand, but I've been around Chicago basketball long enough. Pretty sure the T's were the guys who made sure he was straight in the hood, made sure his crib was straight, he had food, nobody was going to mess with him, because he was, they'll take care of you because you're going to hit him back on the back end. So I know Boo Man. I know a couple of the guys who was with when Steph and KG linked up in Minnesota. And Steph had a couple of the guys from out west here. Boo Man, they call him Starberry. So I know what them guys meant to KG, Steph, and a few other guys. So it was only right for KG to show love to the Travelers and Chief Bay. When he said Bay, I said, I'm done.
Let me tell you. But then when you I feel like when you look throughout his career, I mean, they call him Big Lord every single step of the way. It's no secret, that's Big Lord. So
Big Lord.
It was definitely very. I think it was entertaining to see him go ahead and just be his full self right there in front of that mic. And when you go back and look at some of the footage from those high school days, man, it's kind of surreal. It didn't seem real that he had the kind of career that he had. Like, he completely did all the work, went from Minnesota to Boston where he became a champion. And but the reputation that he carried throughout his entire career, I don't feel like it's anybody in the league with that solid of a reputation right now. You know what I mean?
Right.
So just like, it's I heard that it's not going to be another Kobe. You know what I mean? I think you got to put KG in that same realm. The personality, the fierceness on and off the court.
They were extreme nutcases.
Yeah, man.
In two different nutcase stratospheres. Like, I think KG was a nutcase. Like, so somebody in the Athletic, they did a piece and they talked to all of the different Sam Mitchell and all of the extreme
through
KG
his
stories.
People's eyes, yeah.
So that was like KG's extreme nutcase syndrome. But then you think about Kobe on the other side, and this guy just had. KG's work ethic was second to none.
I saw the Zach LaVine story
about him and Andrew Wiggins,
and he made them watch The Gladiator.
And Wiggins said, "I don't even know what The Gladiators is." KG was tight.
Now, fam. So
KG is like Darius Thomas said. KG is one of the realest I've ever seen hit the NBA in my lifetime. And KG was one of those guys. He looked like, how people will label you a thug on the court, but I don't think KG had any of that in his body as far as the NBA. Yeah, he get in your face. Yeah, he talk you down.
He did thank the Travelers.
He did thank the Travelers, though. But as far as the NBA, them guys ain't fighting each other. They not.
That was not going down.
It might be. Remember, he pointed he did Tim Duncan like this.
But that's.
Yeah, that's.
I feel like that's still in a competitive nature.
It is.
You know what I mean?
It is.
You're not talking about stacking and Ron Artest would went up in the palace and tore that bitch up.
Yeah, I don't think KG had a malicious intent, when he was on the court. But he was just, again, like he talked about in that Boston Celtics series against the Lakers. He said, man, I was about to die on the court. I gave it everything I had.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you were literally going to have to drag me off the court before I left without giving everything I had. So just a shout out to a guy who, you know, it's 20 years, man.
Absolutely. 20. Yo, you know what? Tim Duncan. Yeah, I mean, man, we was so, like, lucky to see them hoop at the same time, bruh. Man, oh, man. Like, just a hell of an era for those guys. Two of the best power forwards, if not the top two best power forwards of all time. You know?
So Timmy's a power forward?
Or a center. I mean, because David Robinson was over there, you know?
But then when David was gone.
He's a power forward. They used to always have some fluky white boy.
Tiago Splitter.
Tiago Splitter.
Yeah.
Who was the redhead center? Matt Bonner.
Yeah, Bonner. Yeah, like they always had. But he's a power forward.
Power forward. Okay.
They always had some weird, tall, lanky white boy.
Yeah,
and it was always that KG or Tim Duncan. Like, who would you take? And I feel like either way you went, you were solid.
Real talk. I never could choose. Honestly, I'm like, gee, I love KG, but I love the big fundamental too.
The big ticket and the big fundamental.
Come on, Joe.
I always said I would take Timmy. It was just something about Timmy. That resonated with me, man. Timmy was
just go to work on
glass work.
But see, KG get that square
KG,
up.
boy, KG got my KG got the back to the KG got the
Oh yeah.
You know, it was usually just the fade away. KG gave the
like, super wet, bro.
He was crazy, man. KG was crazy, man. So like I said, if you choose either two, you solid.
So,
you know.
As far as KG went, what happened between him and Steph? That like led Steph to going with it. You go to the Knicks after that or the Suns?
Steph you didn't see the Marbury documentary?
Nah.
Oh yeah, you gotta watch the Marbury documentary.
Okay.
You know, they just
what is the King of Coney Island?
Yeah, the King of Coney Island. Just, you know, they got young guys, man, caught up in the money. KG was getting 100. Steph thought he was worth 100. I'll leave it there. Go watch the King of Coney.
Yeah, man, Joe Riff.
Go spend that $5 with Steph on Amazon Prime and watch the King of Coney Island, and he tells you the story. But again, these are guys who played together during the summer. They knew each other. He said KG would come to his crib in Coney Island and spend the night. Like they knew that Minnesota Timberwolves situation was gonna happen. They spoke it into existence. Mm-hmm. So we forget about that. You forget about his days when he came up with Steph and then got to play with Sam Cassell and Latrell, and then you hear Sam Mitchell talk about the guy that KG was.
Yeah.
You know, the guy who made sure that he said we'd get on the plane after the games and the food would be laid out. He said KG like, nope, Sam Mitchell eats first. Sam, you know, the vets eat first. Y'all rookies, y'all young guys don't even think about it. He's like, myself included. And they was like, KG was one of them guys who was ashamed that he was getting paid so much money. Mm-hmm. He's like, they would be gambling on road trips and on the planes, and you know they would be getting over on KG, and he didn't really care because he had a bunch of bread anyway. Yeah, it was like whatever, because he was just that guy coming from humble beginnings. Probably amassed everything he ever thought that could possibly happen in his life as far as being an NBA basketball player. So, just big shout out to KG. Big shout out to Timmy. It was cool to see Tim Duncan, I wouldn't necessarily say vulnerable, but just open.
Yeah,
you never
Tim in his essence, man.
Remember we saw Tim, was it last year? It might have been last year or the year before when he was coaching.
Yeah, assistant coach over there for the Spurs.
And I talked to him for like 5 seconds. And I could just tell. I'm like, this is a guy who's probably the greatest of all time, and he's so shy. He doesn't even really want to.
Now that I feel like that was the best. I didn't know this man was like. I knew he was a swimmer.
Oh yeah,
but I didn't know he like accidentally became a hooper.
Me
you know what I mean?
Me either.
It's like, gee, how crazy is that this man wasn't even supposed to hoop, Joe?
He was like 14 or something.
Said, y'all, you want to hoop against these guys from the NBA guys? He like, yeah. Said, man, a Wake Forest coach just so happened to be in the building.
He's like, yeah, we want to.
Saw some things from a 6'9" kid.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think we got a scholarship for you.
Side note, I saw Tim and thought of big time Watts.
Wow. He looked just, that was Watts in the flesh. That was Watts in the flesh.
I'm like, yeah, okay, First of all, I understand Tim Duncan and his love of the game. He's just one of those thinkers, you know what I mean? He's a complete Popovich descendant, you know what I mean? And, of course, I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up a head coach sometime, you know what I mean?
Timmy?
I feel like that's in his future for sure. But, man, then you get to Vanessa and, her representing Kobe.
Man, it was funny as hell because we all thought Mike was going to give the speech. I'm like, why were we thinking that Mike was going to give the speech?
Because we wanted him to, you know what I mean?
But it's like, how much could Mike say about Kobe?
He was that dude.
Yeah, it was.
He so many things that
He was
reminded
a clone.
me of myself.
Yeah, it was like, let his wife.
Who can really do it? You know what I mean?
And she did a great job.
She really did.
She looked good. She did a great job. She held it down. I think that was good as it could have gotten.
Honestly, G, I definitely think it was good as it could have gotten, considering the fact that he wasn't there. Everything she said about their conversations about how he's like, I got to do it for the fans.
That was a completely out. That was a take. That was Mike. That was Mike. That was Mike said that.
That's like the cheat code. Like, what are you doing it for?
But that's the truth. Mm-hmm. It's not many guys who think that way.
KG said that in his the press conference before. He said, he's like, he played for the fans. He knew Muggs has saved up.
Come on, man.
For the big ticket.
Come on, man. And these are guys who are at the top of the game. These are legends.
Yes, bro.
You think about guys who just the regulation guys. They don't feel that. That's why the product is what it is. I'm not gonna say it's watered down.
Bags,
yeah, man. You don't think about the person who spends their hard-earned check. You only coming into town once a year.
And they got that day.
If I can walk, it's Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, Kevin Garnett,
Iverson.
AI, another guy who
that must like
it was self-explanatory.
Yeah, we go to the Sixers game.
Yeah, it's like nah,
we want to go see AI.
If I can walk in this arena,
like I
got 40 minutes.
Here.
I'm trying to see AI. Yeah, man. So,
but then when she said, my favorite line was when she said, if it was up to Kobe, he would have played every minute of every game.
Period.
And that's just, I feel like him in a nutshell.
Period.
You know what I mean? If he could, he would have.
This is a guy who shot 2 free throws with a torn Achilles. This is a guy who broke his finger.
Down.
It's a guy who broke his finger and
do
played left-handed. This man hit 2 threes from the corner with his left.
That blew my mind. I mean, in real time when that actually happened, and I'm like, gee, this man just played with his left. Like, my right is done. Let me just work with this one. That was like one of the times where I had to like sit back and like Kobe being Bryant, dog. You know?
Remember the story, Shannon Brown's story about working out with Kobe. Uh-huh. He's like, man, Kobe, I got to work out with you, bro. Kobe like, man, you sure? He's like, yeah. Like, you sure? Like, yeah. Like, all right. So Shannon Brown like, yeah, we was doing whatever. He was whatever. We about to go hang out at night. They wanted Kobe to come. Kobe like, no, I'm good. Such and such. No, I'm good. Kobe like, you know what? I'm going to come.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to come. They go hang out, kick it, get back at night. Shannon Brown said he got a knock on his door at 3:45. Mind you, they had probably just gotten in maybe a couple hours ago. Kobe said, you said you wanted to work out with me, right?
It's time. 6 a.m, fam. Let's go.
3:45 in the morning.
Oh, God. Yeah. Only Kobe Bryant, G.
He said, nah, I said I was going to come out with y'all, right? So now you got to get down with me. Shannon Brown said I knew he was a lunatic then. But then the other time he said he worked out with him, he said, okay, meet me at the gym at 6. This is the time you talking about. Shannon Brown says, I think I'm doing something, boy. I get there at 5:30.
Kobe, he
said Kobe is in there sweating like a hog. He said this man been there since 4 a.m. He said, what else can you say about a guy like that?
That's definitely inspiration. Real quick, you know what was my favorite moment of the weekend, though? We had some reconciliation between
C-Web
and Jalen Rose,
that
man.
was dope. That was dope.
The end of that when Jalen Rose got the term like, hey, man, remember we was 13 hooping,
sir.
bro. Now you a Hall of Famer.
May see Chris Webb, Joe.
Come on, G.
Yeah, the guys was hating in the chat talking about C-Webb don't deserve to be a Hall of Famer. I tried to check them immediately. Like,
come on.
Let's stop the shenanigans, Joe. C-Webb is an all-time great.
G, low-key and is an icon, low-key.
Come on, man.
The man ushered in, like, basketball as we know it, G. And everything he said about where he got his game from, and, you know, we know from the documentaries that they've been a part of how much magic was implemented into their game. And then when you actually look at these dudes, G, they were actually doing the stuff. Like, the stuff that most, like, 95% of the people thought Magic was doing some impossible stuff. C-Webb was on the court making those passes, making those moves.
Hey, C-Webb, go ahead, throw Mays that fair, man. We know
how
you
long
got
ago?
So y'all know the C-Webb Common song, I put that together. And then C-Webb didn't pay me my money.
C-Webb, go on run that fair to the company, man. What's in it for the black people? Cash App, at What's in it for the black people media, Cash, PayPal, Zelle.
Do that real
we
quick.
We take it
C-Webb.
all, C-Webb. Come on
I'm
with
sure
it.
you
And
want
we
to go into the Hall of Fame debt free.
And we charge a 10% interest, man. So come on with it. We're going to split that amongst the rest of us. Me, DJ T. I said what I said. Ruthie. We going to leave Todd out. Todd got enough money.
Or we're squared up we got an extra seat for an interview.
Yeah, Todd, we ain't going to cut Todd in.
Yeah,
Todd
we cut.
was at Nordstrom, not the rack.
I saw his.
Anybody that
I saw his collar.
Not the rack. We do not cut him in any money.
I saw his collars. I saw Todd's collars,
right?
this morning. But no, you right, man. That was dope to see J Rose and C-Webb reconcile. And
yeah, man. And,
it's the brothers, man. We gotta put petty things beside us, man.
You know what? It reminded me of talking to Antoine, and y'all had y'all moment at the end of that. C-Webb saying, you know, about Jalen Rose and everything Jalen Rose's mom did for him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like that's how hoopers come up. Yeah, you know I mean, mugs come up
we
together,
forget about
leaning on each other.
Yeah, we forget about the good old days, man. You know, money and fame and, you know, reaching these new stratospheres, they kind of, you know, if you're not grounded, man, you know, they may take you away. Change. Yeah, man, they may, like Calgon, man, they'll take you away. So, you know, it's good to see the brothers squash that, man. You know, you never know how long you're going to be here. And you hate to, like, have one of the guys go out and you feel a certain way. Yeah, so
man.
That was dope to see, man. And who else was it? KG, Timmy, Kobe.
Paul,
Tamika Catchings, man.
Tamika Catchings.
Oh, man. Tamika Catchings look good up there, too.
Look good. And you know what? She's overcoming her career, G. Like, I remember listening to her when she was when she first came on the scene.
You had no idea.
Yeah, she didn't like she didn't put in some work.
And remember, we covered the WNBA those couple years, and we got a chance to chop it up. Remember, I forgot that's my girl.
One of my favorite times.
All right, I got it.
Yeah.
I should have rehashed that picture this weekend.
Yeah, because the fever. I mean, I think we covered her the year after they won the ship.
Yeah, we caught her backstage.
Her retirement kind of tour kind of thing.
Yep.
Her farewell tour.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, it was dope, man. Tamika, my mama is a Lady Vols fiend.
Oh yeah.
So she's been a Tamika Catchings fan forever, and it's just, you know, when you look at her, she played 14 years. She got 3 gold medals. 5 Defensive Player of the Years, MVP, championships. She did a lot, man, and just to be a part of the history. Now she's an executive with the Indiana Fever. It's just dope to see her continue to push forward, knowing, you know, where she came from. But
just a hell of a career.
Yeah,
you
man,
know what I mean?
It's good to see all of them on that
still
pedestal.
in great shape.
Yeah, man. I didn't. I saw a little bit of Kim Mulkey's.
Yeah, it's always kind of funny to hear her talk.
Yeah,
she got that southern kind of to her. You know what I mean? But she had Mike up there with her too.
Yeah, so says a lot.
And you just know that the competitor. You know what I mean? I've seen her about to like want to fight on the sidelines of some of them Baylor games, fam. Like she don't go.
Just fierce, man. She's a lady texter. That's enough. That was my mother's first favorite team, the Louisiana Tech, the Lady Texters.
Okay.
And I had no idea Kim Mulkey was on that first national championship team, the first team to win a women's national title.
Guard?
Kim Mulkey was the point guard. So dope to see her, man, get her just due. Everybody else that was up there, Eddie Sutton,
Rudy
T, man, Rudy T. His speech was dope.
Yeah,
the
man.
Dream. Calvin Murphy.
Yeah,
it's
Calvin
always
Murphy,
good to see those guys, you know,
I didn't know that they hooped together like that.
Calvin Murphy and Rudy,
time,
he said he was his roommate on the road.
Man, Joe.
Dope stuff, man. Good to see. And then we got the class of 2021, like we said, C. Webb, Paul Pierce.
Paul Pierce, the truth.
Chris Bosh.
Come on, Joe.
Ben Wallace.
Oh, Chris Bosh. Oh, damn.
Chris Bosh.
That's a nice little class, man. And I feel like all of those guys are deserving, including Ben Wallace. G. When you look at the path he took to get to where he ended up being.
No doubt, from Virginia Union, the home of
Muzz
Charles
don't put
Oakley.
in that kind of work. You
No,
know?
Shout out to Big Ben.
But he went back-to-back defensive players.
Big Ben was that guy.
And he's the first ever undrafted player to be
in the Hall of Fame. That's wild.
Wow. HBCU,
And
stand
HB
up.
and the
Virginia Union.
There you
Yes,
go. Look
sir.
at that.
Much love to Big Ben, man. Like I said, guys talking about who don't deserve to be. Bro, stop it. If the guy's in the Hall of Fame, he deserves to be there, man. Let's chill with that.
I feel like that's my stance all the time. Like, is he in the Hall of Fame? Yeah, he probably deserves to be in there then. And I feel like it opens the door for players like him. I mean, like Draymond. We talk about his impact all the time. Those undersized guys that go crazy on defense and affect the game in other ways.
In other ways, yeah.
It is a trailblazing moment for undersized centers and power forwards.
So
who don't have any offensive game.
The Hall of Fame, and I think the 2021 class will be inducted on September 11th of this year. They're gonna get it back to the regularly scheduled program. So much love to everybody, man. That's getting their shot.
Yeah.
Truth deserves it, man. I know he went out a couple months ago. I know he was doing him, which is, hey, I'm up with it, P.
Hey, fun fact. Did you know that Chris Webber nickname used to be The Truth? You can Google that.
Wow.
So the truth and the truth. I know we stuck to C Webb.
C Webb, yeah.
But if you go look at it like the basketball like reference, you'll see it.
That's in his parentheses nickname.
The truth.
Okay.
Yo, C Webb may also be the first Hall of Famer that produced the Nas song.
Remember we called C Webb in the cut. I say, C Webb, what's your favorite professional moment, bro? He said producing Blunt Ashes on Nas's album. I said,
what was that? The
album
the
with
Street's
him?
Disciple?
No.
That was the one after that.
What
It was Nigga.
I think that was it. You talking about Nas album?
No, that was Hip Hop Is Dead.
Hip Hop Is Dead.
Yeah. That was
Yeah, shout out to C Webb, man. I'm a huge fan of C Webb.
A lot of people didn't think that he deserved. Like I had to literally I've been arguing back and forth with this dude.
Why doesn't he deserve it?
I'm like, he don't. Can you explain to me just because he was the number 2 picky? And then I was like, yo, ushering in like a new generation. You got to really think about where he come from. He was damn near like an icon at 16, like, you know, man. But they've been watching him, and like you said, it's the basketball Hall of Fame. So his college things, like, yeah, but you calling timeouts when you. So that one a bad call timeout that if you look at it, he's being told to actually call timeout. So he, you know, and then I said, did you not watch him with the Kings? Like,
C Webb is
over there in Michigan.
C Webb is career 20 and 10.
2010 5 or 4.8.
That's 5.
And he's shooting almost 50% from
Stop
the field.
it, man.
And you got to tell me, led the league in rebound.
Stop
5-time All-Star, Rookie of the Year.
Stop
like,
it.
I'm confused on what do you need to do?
They're using idiots.
Shoot 103.
They're using
he was
idiots
scoring
logic.
toward the end, like his whole entire career. Like even when he was done.
When he played with AI, he was still 16, 17 a game. All jump shots.
Yes. And that's what I tried to tell him. I said, he was that new generation of power forward.
He kicked that off.
And I can show you. He's talking about so in the league with Dirk and who he's.
Man, C Webb would put all them guys in the bucket.
I said, bro, I don't know what you was doing, what you was watching, but I said him and Bibby on that pick and roll.
White Mike, C Webb, Peja,
hit the ground
Vlade
with a C Webb.
C Webb was putting Mars in the bucket. Stop it.
See now, this was my favorite C Webb story in that game 1 versus the Lakers. He said the first thing I did was go out and foul the hell out of was it Rick Fox or something? I put him on his ass the first play of the game and let him know what was good. Man, they don't play like that
at all,
Joe.
At all. And that was the West we was talking about.
Set
the
the
East
tone,
is usually the hardcore foul them up. New York Knicks, Miami Heat, Detroit Pistons. No, they was on that. C Webb was that dude.
It wasn't for. Don't forget Donahue. Yeah, I mean the Donahue reffing scandal and all
Tim.
of that. The Kings were supposed to be in the championship, dog.
Nah, C. Webb was that dude. Stop the shenanigans.
Yeah, but nah, the Kings only year they should have made it was when they tapped
Big
the
shot
ball
Bob.
back. Yeah, that was it. That was every other year was good, but you knew that like Kobe, you know, like you knew that.
Yeah.
You like you knew it. Like you knew it was gonna be a 7-game series. But the only time they had is when Big Shot. I remember that to this day. 'Cause
that
I was a
tip
King
back
fan.
to him?
I'm a Pager fiend.
Is Big Shot Bob Hall of Fame?
No.
Yes.
How? Like,
I'm just gonna say like everything he did. Like he hit key shots. Like he won championship for a couple of people.
But does
And
he
got
have
9
does he
rings.
outside of the rings, does he have a Hall of Fame resume?
Career?
Yes.
Probably not.
nah,
but
he's had
but
some
he
of the
probably gonna get
biggest
in the Hall
moments,
of Fame,
like
though,
when it
because
comes
he
to
got the
big
biggest
moments in
yeah.
championship games.
Rudy T stood on that.
Yeah.
Like, nah,
I'm
Big
sure he
Shot
did
Bob.
with the Rockets. You know what I mean? Like that's who's going to stand
I
on
mess with Big Shot Bob. I don't necessarily think he is a Hall of Famer, but I wouldn't be mad.
He gonna get in.
Yeah, I wouldn't be
Like,
mad.
Look what I got.
He did.
Yeah,
He did
yeah,
something
like,
that
it
no one
fell in
else.
his hand.
Yeah, he did something no one else did. So I think if he gets in, fine. If he doesn't,
How
that's
many
fine,
does
too.
he have?
7.
Nah, I thought he got.
No, he got the most. He got other than Bill Russell. He got 7.
So he got 2 with the
2 with Houston, 3 with the Lakers, 2 with San Antonio.
Right, yeah. Okay. I mean, yeah, but I mean, just imagine being on the team for the stars and you just coming in subbing just to take the biggest shot.
Yeah.
You know, and so that's what they were subbing him in for. So I believe he gets in off that, and that one could be a debate. You know, but
And he grew into that role. Y'all
Yeah.
forget Bob coming
Yeah.
out of Alabama. He was a high flyer. Like he grew into being Big Shot Bob, you know, becoming a role player. You know, some guys, you'll start coming out of college, but when you get to the league and you got the dream, hey man, we need you to do this.
The dream.
And excel.
Yeah.
So shout out to Big Shot Bob for becoming that guy and being that asset to those teams everywhere he went. I think he's worthy of a nod, but again, if he doesn't get in, it is what it is. But the play-in tournament, it starts tomorrow.
I'm excited for it, Gino.
We have
Hornets versus.
We got the Grizzlies and the Spurs.
Or
not tomorrow.
Or
No, I just mean the play-in tournament itself.
Okay.
The Grizzlies and the Spurs, the Lakers and the Warriors in the West. We got the Pacers and the Hornets, and the Celtics and the Wizards in the East. Who's gonna be 7 and 8 in the West?
I'm taking.
Do the Lakers beat Golden State to become number 7?
The Lakers beat Golden State.
And then Golden State beats whoever to be number 8, Memphis or San Antonio?
I feel like it's a toss up between any of those teams. I mean, we just seen the Warriors go toe to toe with the Grizzlies. I know the Spurs have been preparing for these.
You know, this is pop time.
Yeah, I mean, they've been preparing for this game for a month.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
So I think the only team that I'm super sure about getting in is the Lakers. I can't see them losing 2 games not to get a spot. But after that, I mean, Steph Curry, the way he's been playing, bruh, is a cheat code. Like, honestly, bruh, I don't know if I've seen somebody like
I told
this
you,
hot.
He can't beat me. Whatever I gotta do, he can't beat me.
Team this
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
then
yeah.
go ahead and let Wiggins
Still
get
gonna
30.
drop 30, and now no matter what you do,
The man shot 22 threes yesterday.
I mean,
and 37 field goals. Didn't have one of his best shooting nights.
Smart, because
shoot.
If I shoot 20,
Joe,
I don't care how bad I'm shooting. I'm gonna hit like
that
80.
man shot.
If I hit 10, that's 30.
That
right?
man shot 22 threes, bruh.
And he hit 9, didn't he?
9, yup.
Yeah.
See, look, told you his math right. I took 22 and scored 27 points off them.
That's
My math
That's
is
exactly what that was.
That's
DJ.
unbelievable. That's unbelievable. So y'all got the Lakers and Golden State in 7 and 8.
I would bet on the Lakers at Golden State. I really want things to get crazy. You know what I mean?
I want the Lakers and Golden State. I want the Lakers at 7 and Golden State at 8.
Yeah, Lakers gonna break somebody's heart in the first round when they get out
The
of the play.
Suns, they play the Suns, which I think they can beat the Suns.
Yeah.
Yeah, 8 will play 1 and
They gonna lose
7
to
will
the
play
Jazz.
2. So Phoenix will play LA, Utah will play Golden State. Then in the East, we got Indiana and Charlotte. I don't really care. Boston and Washington, I don't really care. But I think
But see, now it's a 1 game playoff.
Well, that's for the first team. The other team, you get to lose twice.
Yeah, but see, the loser of that Pacers Hornets game, they get to play again.
Yeah, they go to the bottom.
Okay.
And they'll play. So whoever loses that game is out. So whoever wins 7 and 8, Boston and Washington will be 7.
Yep.
And then it'll be between that loser, Indiana and Charlotte for 8.
Right.
So I'm going with Boston, man. I'm going with Boston.
Even with them losing.
Yeah. Jaylen Brown, I'm looking for Kemba to step up. I'm looking for Jason Tatum to go crazy. And I'll probably be Washington and probably be that matchup, 7 and 8. I feel like if Washington can't beat Boston, then they gotta beat Charlotte and Indiana.
Say the 4 one more time for me.
Indiana and Charlotte 9 and 10, Boston and Washington 7 and 8.
I'm going with Boston and Charlotte getting those 2 spots.
You're a LaMelo guy. That's why you said that.
First of all, though, that's first and foremost, Gino. But man, oh man, the man he's waiting for the stage. Yeah, I mean, I'm
LaMelo?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's gonna be a coming out party for somebody, on that Charlotte basketball team. I don't think nobody really wants to see them. So.
And then 3 through 6 are set in the West and the East. So we got Denver and Portland. Denver at 3, Portland at 6. And we got the Clippers and Dallas. The Clippers at 4, Dallas at 5. In the East, you got the Knicks at 4 and Atlanta at 5. And you got Milwaukee at 3 and Miami at 6. Milwaukee and Miami, that's decent right there. Milwaukee and Miami.
I hope Giannis has his vacation plans ready.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's, and Miami sent them home last year, and like you said last episode, bro, the Heat are looking like the Heat.
They are.
I mean,
but Milwaukee, they got Drew now, man.
They added Drew.
I think they're a different ball club. I think
you do.
I think Mike Budenholzer has found a way to expand Giannis and not just leave him at the top of the key to go 1-on-5 and have those guys collapse and cut off the middle. I think they found ways to put him at the high post, put him on the block.
Okay.
He's developed a better shot, so you can't just step off of him to make him take the jump shot. So it'd be interesting, man. I think Miami is right there, though. I do think I won't be surprised if Miami beats Milwaukee, but I would take Milwaukee.
What about this Knicks-Hawks series real quick?
The Knicks and the Hawks, I'm going D-Rose. I'm going Knicks just because of D-Rose. I don't care, but I'm going Knicks because of D-Rose.
The only thing that worries me is that the Knicks won all of the regular season matchups.
Throw that all out the window. None of that matters.
Exactly. None of that matters. Which was like Hawks, y'all. Maybe y'all trying to run off some wins.
Right, they're a different team now. Nate McMillan has came in, changed the philosophy. Trae Young is taking less threes. John Collins is knocking down the 3.
Yeah.
Clint Capella is looking like one of them guys.
Yeah, I remember when we did a big show and we was talking about them and they fired him and y'all was like, Trae Young made them fire.
He did.
And I was talking to y'all and I was like, woo woo. And then I was like, man, they actually doing better. And he was like, nah, they not gonna be in there. And they kind of did what the Wizards did. Like they was sucked. Like
they was trash.
They was trash and then came up to be the
fifth seed. But you got to give a shout out to Nate McMillan for coming in. This is a guy
saved their season.
Yeah, man, you have to young guys. You honor guys like Nate McMillan. I'm not sure what was our guy.
It was crazy though because you talking about the
black coach.
Before that.
What was his Lloyd?
Yeah,
Lloyd. What was Lloyd's last name? Lloyd.
You know me, I'm not even gonna say it and butcher his name.
Give it to us.
I can see the bald headed. I can see him in my head though.
Lloyd, that's bogus.
Nate McMillan had got fired from Indiana after he just got the extension though.
True.
Yeah, I mean,
and had them guys playing very well.
Yeah.
Lloyd.
I'm saying Quinn. No, that's
the dude.
Let me.
Yeah.
Lloyd Pierce.
Lloyd Pierce. Okay.
Yeah, Lloyd Pierce. But I don't know if they really a guy like Nate McMillan who's had success as a player in the league and who's had previous success as a coach. I feel like he came in, changed the you know, the mindset changed, the philosophy, and guys just honored who Nate McMillan was. And he, you know, I just think he had that authority where guys, you know, he's not gonna. I think he's a player's coach, but he's also gonna hold guys accountable. I'm not sure if they had that same rapport with Lloyd Pierce. So it's good to see the Hawks playing good basketball. Again, it's gonna be exciting, man. I think the East, like we said, the West, Clippers in Dallas, Dame, you know, Denver and Portland. Those are gonna be exciting series. You know, I'm riding with Dame all the way. So we'll be back on Wednesday, man. Hopefully we'll have those first couple games for the play-in tomorrow. We'll have something to talk about on Wednesday, and we can talk more about our picks when we come back on Wednesday, man.
Pre-pick, who y'all got to come out?
I got Portland. I got Portland against Milwaukee.
I'm talking about like out the West.
I got Portland.
Talking about all the way.
I got Dame Dollar, man. Did you hear me, DJ?
So obviously he's smoking that good pack. Did you have the same thing on the way here?
No. I think we were smoking separate packs today because I'm going with the Phoenix Suns. So.
Ooh, yeah, he a Dev guy though.
I don't even think you just said that whoever the LA played, they got a problem. That's what they're gonna play.
I take it back. Because
you gotta ride with your man.
Yeah, I gotta ride with my mans. But honestly, Chris Paul is a whole different animal. So I'm expecting him to thrive in this postseason. Honestly, the Lakers have been dealing with all kind of issues. I know that LeBron did the I play
Hollywood.
dead thing.
Oh my, thank you.
Yeah, I mean,
finally somebody else can see because
man, come on,
that's my dude. I love, brother. I swear to. I want to find out his address and make him as many skirts as I can sometime.
Did you see that oop that Dennis Schroeder?
Of course we did. But did you see him last night?
Yeah, Joe. So
come down on his ankle.
Oh yeah, but at the end of the game,
he said, "Oh, I'll be fine." Like
there's no issues.
I'll be fine.
Yeah,
like I told him, I said the acting in LA is so good. I told you, I was done when AD clearly rolled his ankle
and it was
back spasm. Stop telling me. Stop it.
Space Jam 2 on the Space Jam 2 coming out soon.
Yeah. And Mike is supposed to be in it. Side note. But Gino, go ahead and get us up out of here.
Hey, man. Up next, we got the guys, the gods, the brothers, them.
Yes, indeed.
Cousin 2, Herb Howard. I said what I said. Intellectual thuggery at its absolute finest. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 1 to 3 p.m. on the network. Make sure y'all tune in. Rock out with the brothers, man. They always got the conversation popping. For myself, for my player partner, T-Tom, for DJ holding us down behind the boards. Y'all know what we do over here, man. Show love, spread love. Stay away from the haters. Circulate the dollar with your people, man. Y'all see the merch. We got it coming. But most importantly, man, always keep it player, man. Continue to keep it player. There's a lot of unplayer individuals running around out here.
Running rampant.
Making the brothers look bad. And we on y'all heels, man. So we going to get up out of here. But in the words of the late, great Chad Butler, known to most of y'all as Pimp C.
The Pimp.
Get off the boo-boo.
It's us.
Get off, man. Get off the boo-boo, man.
Smoke some, bitch.
Get off the boo-boo, man.